We're going to start it. See if it's going. GM, hello. This is Blue Eye Queen. Welcome to today's live stream. We're so excited for our featured guest. We have Guccione, who's going to be joining us for a special fireside chat about his photography passions, his creative, how he got into Web3, and some Project Alpha that we're going to be sharing. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to get the chat going. Everyone that's just now jumping in, like, share, love, and comment. We appreciate everyone that's been showing up every day. The schedule for our podcast, our weeks booked out now. There's so much interest and support. So normally our podcast will start with a routine where we have a large population of access users, so persons that have unique abilities that jump into the stream to be a part of it. And so in order for us to be inclusive, we are going to incorporate subtitles into the live stream, into our future podcasts, so that individuals that have these limitations, whether it's accessibility with sight, whether it's a different language and they want to be able to convert it into their language, if they speak French, if they speak German. So in this moment, I'm demoing multiple programs to be able to encompass this live subtitles so that we can have a platform for persons with disabilities, for persons that have limitations. They can all come here and feel welcome and feel safe. And so that is the goal of what these podcasts are going to turn into. So if there's anybody that's tuning in, they have resources, they have tools, they have ideas that they want to amplify, we welcome them. We appreciate all of the support, even if it's good, bad, ugly. It's been a lot of positive energy and folks that have been reaching out asking, how do I get more of these podcasts? And we're just getting started. So they'll be consistent as we grow. But, in the meantime, I'm Blue Eye Queen. I'm an NFT artist. I'm an abstract painter. Everything that you see behind me is I had created. And so what I like to do is to lead by example and give people resources and education and teach, because I feel like we're all driving towards the same thing and we're in this ecosystem together. So if we can build together, then we can grow together. And so I'm going to let the chat warm itself up right now. I see there's quite a bit of folks that are jumping in and they're saying GM. So I'll just let that go for a couple minutes while we cozy up. And we're going to kick it off with an intro video about some of the things that I've been working on. And without further ado, let me make sure this is the right one. Boom, boom, boom. Just kidding. Let me test the sound and make sure we're golden. Hello, everyone that's jumping in. We see you, GM. It's really nice to have y'all here, and it's a blessing to be able to partake in this each day and have all of our community pull up. And very nice. I'm sorry, the video is giving me a play error. We just played it yesterday. So I'll, one moment, let me re-airdrop it while everyone's coming in and saying hello. Hi all, GM. We're going to resend it and then we'll pop it up just like that. Hello, everybody. GM, we see you saying hi. Abstract, shout out to the Abstract folks, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you're tuning in from. It's really great to see y'all here. And I can't wait to dive into this special interview today. So let's get this going. GM. This is Blue Eye Queen, yours truly, your favorite and your one and only. I'm an abstract artist, a painter, a dreamer. I'm a creative. There's always something going on in my world. You'll never see me without a paintbrush or something in my hands to sparkle it all up. I work with some of the most amazing people in this business, in this industry, and I pride and I thrive on being the best version that I possibly can be each day, because I'm an artist and I pull up and I do all the things that I need to do just to get into the door with my limitations, and I never stop. Art is a whole different form of hustle. You have to be vulnerable in your skin to outweigh and outlie the rest. There's so much toxicity that gets enticing, and there's a kill to the desire of wanting to touch that. But when you're authentic and when you are yourself and you're not afraid of what people see in you, that is when doors open, when the floodgates start and all of the right people are presented in your path. You just have to pull up. I'm always giving my energy to the full capacity, but yeah, I don't know what this unknown is going to be. So I just do it because I'm passionate about it, and it's fun and it's exciting. And I have a support system. I have my family, my fiance, my community, my friends, and my little coconut. And all of those things are what matter. When you know that you're on the right path and no one can stop you, and art is subjective and everyone's going to have an opinion, that is the best way to live life, is to live life with intention and passion and positive influence. There's just so much to be grateful for. Even when you feel like you're in the hardest of the days, you have to remember there are other people that are struggling worse than you. And you need to start opening your mind to being appreciative of all the things that you've had and what you had to sacrifice to get yourself here. I'm consistently facing barriers of doors, of ramps, of parkings, but I still pull up because I love life and I love what I do, and I'm Blue Eye Queen, yours truly. Yay! That was so nice. All the emojis that are coming through on the streams. Really happy to see that support. Thanks, fam. I'm using one of the questions that came in, and let me type it here. Which program are you using for video? So I'm using, again, we're going to give these questions here so that our folks that need subtitles can see. I'm using a program called InShot, and I do it from my phone, and then I edit even the music, all that good stuff. Feel free to DM me if you want to have all of my tools and my resources. I'm, again, happy to be that person that gets you to the next part. And we're going to move into our main segment of today's podcast, which is a special Q&A with one of my favorite persons in the space. He goes by Guccione, and I really adore and admire his passion. And every time I'm putting something out there, I always know he's going to be one of the first, if not the first person to like it, support it. And I recognize him by a gift that he always posts is Gucci. And so, yeah, I'm going to bring him up. We're going to have this amazing Q&A, and we'll get to know the ins and outs of this man's mind. And if there's anybody in the audience that want to ask questions and kind of dive further into his passion, his expertise, his history, drop him in the chat. I'll pull him up and we'll make him run. So without further ado, welcome Guccione.
Hello. How are you, Queen?
I'm good. Did I do it right? Remember when you taught me to use my fingers when I had said it in the spaces? Did I knock it out?
Yes. And when you said my name first time, and when you did it, I was like, yes, that's it. She gets it.
Yeah, I just need to be taught the one time, and I'm like, yeah, but I'll never forget. And I should know, I'm Italian. I should have that down on lock.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I did. I think I wasn't that serious when I did it first time in the spaces, but then on a second space, someone not mispronounced, said Gucci one or Guccian or something like that, and I think it was Tater put in the dropped it. He's like, no, wait, sir, you have to put your finger, and he explained the whole thing, and I was like, this is the thing that I should start running, and it became a thing. It's recognizable now.
Well, yeah, that kind of kicks us into, a little divulging about you is like, where did you get your name and where does it come from? I see you're representing a Gucci Grail PFP. Do you want to fill us in on how you came up with Guccione?
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of my closest friends in a space that I know over 5 years, he told me about Gucci Grails, and he was like, go in and you're gonna get connected with the right people in the NFT space. Because before that, I was just DJing, as many of us did. And then when I hop in a space and I learned about what NFT space is really about, how community support each other of everything. There was a moment where I decided to, how Grimy Frankie would say, Guccify the Gucci Grails. I was doing this little collage pieces over the Gucci Grails. I was adding more details and stuff like that. And then from Guccifying the Gucci Grails, I don't know, somehow I came up with Guccione, and it stuck there.
Yeah, I love it. I have two Gucci Grails and I love them. And for anyone that is not familiar with this collection, the Gucci Grails, they are actually the only fashion brand collection with the Bored Apes that utilizes the brand name on the actual PFP. So these assets are extremely historical because there's no other fashion brand that's it's doing that. And it was one of my first ways of getting into the club as well. I had a meet it when I worked at Yuga, but then I ended up switching over to the Gucci Grail and I loved it because mine had a cowboy hat on like yours and the big glasses. And when I worked at Legal at Yuga, they would joke and say that my PFP was Wild West rodeo by day, slaying the scam, and then party mode at night because I'm an artist. So, do you have a personality for your PFP? Does he have anything or it have anything?
Uh, not that deep in a sense as yours is, but
Yeah, my
I just first of all, I was like surprised like how many people don't know about it. And I just like fashion. I'm not super fashionable guy, but I like fashion and I like specific details and stuff. And the way that they did the mutants, it was for me. It was like this is it. This is my one of my forever PFPs until I level up. So here we are, like 2.5 years later. I'm rocking the same PFP.
That's awesome. That's dedication. That's commitment you're holding.
Yeah, I mean my fur is diamond fur, so I had to have a diamond hands.
Yep, that's it. And when you start to add more, you'll have to just make more Twitter handles. Have a whole football team. I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's get into some of these weeds about who you are and some of the ways that you found yourself in the community. So can you give us a high overview, and then we'll jump into some of the more details about what your involvement is in Web3? You mentioned that there's some fashion, NFTs, and then like what are some things with the community besides the spaces? And before we jump into that, shout out to Tater because he's liking and tweeting out at you. So I think he's watching or he's tuning in or he heard you or he felt you. So shout out to Tater
Shout out to Taylor,
and
Mr.
Cool
Taylor.
Chick and all these other folks that are jumping in. Yeah, I think he felt your energy.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor is great. It's like, and we can use him as one of the examples why am I loving the ape chain so much. I've been in the space for like 4.5 years. And like I mentioned, I was DJing, but every time I would go into a project, I would become one of those, community, I don't want to say leaders or something, but I was suggesting a lot of moves that would help projects how to, bring engagement and stuff like that. And when Grimy called me to Ape Chain to come promote my art, it became like something like, I don't know, it bring up those old vibes of 2021, 2020 of DJing spaces and how NFT space was supposed to be right now, on Ethereum. But it's like we have a community on Ape Chain. We have builders that are helping other builders build. And I don't know, for me, it's still surprising how everyone is so supportive of each other and want everyone to succeed.
Yeah, I feel the same passion with this support system. In my almost 40 years, I've never had a community that's been so just driving towards positive for the things that I'm working on. Like every day we get online and we do GM. And there's people waiting to say hi to us back. And I've never felt that type of same friendship. And can you say the same about yourself? Like this is a different layer of personalities in the Web3 world?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, only thing that you have to lose on Ape Chain is your ego and get like every type of critique as not as a critique, but as more as a help. You know, people are coming with their projects, they're pitching their ideas, then everyone jumps in, tell them opinions, tell them what they should do, based on what we see, because we are kind of here from the start. And people with egos, they disappeared, but everyone who listened to the community succeeded in everything that they wanted to do and more. And then when you feel like support, you listen to the community, you succeed, you also become one of those who wants to see other, experience the same feelings that you have after that succession and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And for anyone because I'm getting questions in the chat and they're asking what's Ape Chain. So just for a high overview, Ape Chain is a blockchain, and so you use ApeCoin, which is a form of currency, to you can purchase NFTs, you can use it for tokens. There's multiple ways that you can use this as decentralized, just everyday things. And so are you involved in any other blockchains, or are you just primarily focused on Ape Chain? And if you are in other chains, which ones?
None, none,
None.
none.
Easy.
No,
Just
no.
Ape Chain.
I
Die. Where's that
Yeah.
tattoo? Need that tattoo next, right?
Soon,
how
soon,
many?
soon when
How
I get
many
there.
got that?
Yeah.
How many
No,
got
but
that?
Ethereum for me kinda died down, and then what I saw, people switch to ridiculous casino called meme coins, and then some people went to Solana, some people went to other chains, and I never felt like a need to go into any of those. So I was just, I was only like checking my Gucci Grail chats on the Twitter, and then like I said, when I came to ApeChain, I'm a maxi right now, and
That's it.
I'm gonna defend it with my life.
I
You
love
know.
it. Love it. And there's a lot of folks just like there's just that's it. It's all in. And that means that and what does your family kind of think about this world for you? Are they also involved in it?
No,
Kind of? No,
my
just
family and friends. Oh my God, no, they're like, what do you mean ApeChain? Is that Bitcoin?
me
And I'm
too.
like, I mean, it's not a Bitcoin, but then you have NFT.
Oh. Did
It's
we
fine.
lose?
I'm just
Oh,
enjoying this world, and
oh. Did you come back to us? We lost you
oh,
for a second. You said you're enjoying this world. Can
oh
you hear
yeah,
us?
yeah. Well, with my family, I just told them like I'm just
Okay.
enjoying this thing, and that's it. Don't I cannot explain you more than that.
Yeah, just like a little bit at a time, right? You just got to give them like a keyword a day of the dictionary of the Metaland. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they learn what's the blockchain. They know it's something that has coins, but they also learn that on a blockchain you have pictures. So we're slowly, progressing.
There's some comments coming in. There's a few in the abstract stream. Shout out to the abstract team. They're shouting you out and they're saying, "Hey, come over to our side." So just wanted to just to say that because they asked me to. But we see you, abstract fam. We love you. I'm also a ride or die ape chain, ape coin lady myself. But again, we're all community. and we're all doing the same thing. So there's no like this chain's better than that chain. We're, you know, they all have different things. So just wanted to give that comment to the abstract stream because they're feeling sad over there. They put a little firehouse emoji. So no, we don't mean no, we love you over there. But okay, so then another question that has come in, and this came in from the abstract channel. What are some collections that, or some assets that you're currently collecting on ApeChain? And I know your portfolio is massive. Do you want to give us some of your favorites?
Oof.
Or if you could list, you know, maybe 100. I'm sure you could. No, I'm kidding. Not to put you on the spot. If we're putting you on the spot, we can move into another question.
No, no, no. I don't mind. We have to give the shout out to one of the biggest builders on Ape Chain, Rida and or Rida, with his G's on Ape.
Yeah.
I have a G. I have Alpha Banana Pass, also from Geist and James, also two big pushers on the chain. Uh, you know, James on his own ways is pushing. Geist is pushing spaces. I don't know how that man lives, but you know,
He is
sometimes
amazing, right? He's like the best advocate, brand advocate in me. He's just so strong.
yeah. He's great. I like his German personality on game, being precise and everything
Yeah.
else.
And
But
he's
let's get back to the thing. So yeah, I have G's, I have Alpha Bananas, I have Blever Pass because I really support what they do. Designers, they come from Chicago, so I have to support that as well. But regardless of that, they just look awesome. I have Steak Nights from Mr. Taylor. I have Aliens on Ape Passengers from Chespy. I mean, Chespy is a legend. Like,
yeah,
Chespy is the man.
he's the
You
man.
know. Yeah, I cannot remember from
Ooh,
from
I
more
think
of those, but
I think you're forgetting some
I mean, there's some project with numbers, but I cannot remember what's the exact number. 444. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I have 555. I have 222 as
yes.
well.
Yeah,
You
okay.
know, so
Thank you. Did we
so
wake you
you
up?
know.
Did we wake up the beast? Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't hear mine yet. No, I'm kidding. We anyone that's listening, we're close friends, Guccione and I, so we like to play. So yeah, it's amazing. We're again like we're builders, we're creators, we're artists. This is the future. And it's a way, it's a passion. We're all sharing the incentives with each other and creating group chats and on Telegram and Twitter, and it's, you know, it's becoming it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger and the masses are coming in. And so what are some of the ways that you are utilizing your NFT collections? Are you putting them in any gaming, any stories? Are you collecting them? Are you a trader? What are some of the ways that you use your assets?
Well, the to be honest, the goal is to trade, but I fall in love with NFTs that I buy because I never buy the floor. I buy what I like, and then I cannot sell it later. So right now I'm just holding, and of course there are some plays that you just know that you're gonna flip. We're all here to also make some ape coin on the side and profit in those ways. But like you have some that you love so much that you cannot let it go, and that's it. And so I don't know how would I describe it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I'm
I think
trying
you
to
hit.
be a trader.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong way. You know, everyone's experience level is unique and different. And do you have some advice on how you go after that, or is it more of your alpha chats or do your own research?
Well, to be honest, like let's say when I want to flip a project, what I look for, I see who is tweeting about it and the art, because at the end of the day, people like because you always have to think of those random people who are not in the groups, who are gonna see some art from the project going up in a price, and they're gonna hop in just based on art. So I take art into consideration. I take into consideration who is talking about it, who is the creating it, and that's it. But like I said, I'm so unsuccessful with it. It's not even funny. I tried to be a trader and alpha caller and all of that stuff, and I failed miserably. So I'm just gonna enjoy my time in spaces
Yeah,
and have fun.
me too. Whatever I'm willing to put in is what I'm willing to lose. That's what I tell myself. I'm like, all right, whatever I'm willing to trade around with or experiment with is what I'm okay with not having again. That's just my mentality, but everybody has a different approach. But it is good to check Twitter, check Telegram, make sure, or wherever you can find information, just to make sure it's valid and it's not scammy and not suspicious. There's many ways to do that, like mutual friends, right, on the profile to see if there's people that are following it. What is their tweet status? Is the page new? And all that good stuff. And so let's talk about 100 shots. I want to hear about this amazing collection that we have on Magic Eden. Give us kind of the 411 on what you're doing here with these photographs, what camera you're using, why is this your first collection? How did you kind of curate what you wanted to do with 100 shots?
Yeah, so I dropped some photos before. Uh, when I started sharing my photography with close friends of mine in NFT space, and they were like, we want this. Let's mint and let's see how it goes. So I cannot say those are collections. Those are usually one of ones that were made into editions. And but yeah, 100 shots is, like I said, Grimy told me that Ape Train need art. Come and drop it here, and like many of people heard in the stories, in the spaces, I became a DJ, and then I basically, I don't want to say forgot about it, but it took 3 months for me to drop it. But 100 shots is a collection that I made in last 2 years of my photography, basically since I started doing it. And most of the shots were featured on Instagram pages for photography. Some shots were featured all over city of Chicago, like for Tribunal Tower, Aqua Building. I have a separate job for Chicago Theater, but that's also one of the big features that I got in my life. Also, there are some photos that has been exhibited in galleries in places like Thessaloniki, Greece, NFT, NYC, Switzerland, Rome, and stuff like that. So basically, what I wanted to do, I wanted to make a collection of my best shots, and hundreds of them. I didn't want to go too much. I didn't wanna drop anything bigger because I wanted to be like dense with the quality. Because if that's something that I'm dropping for the first time as a collection and for the first time on Ape Chain, in my opinion, I wanted to have a certain type of quality, which a lot of people confirmed to me that it does have. So I think I succeeded in that. So
Totally. It's beautiful work. And as I'm going through your photos, I feel like I'm living this moment. You've captured the emotion, the color management, even the details of it. It's like the composition, the grid, what you want, where you want the focal point to be for each image. And so, can you share with our community and everyone that's tuning in where you got this inspiration to do photography versus another creative skill? Like, what drew you into this, and how long have you been?
well, I've been always drawn to photography. Even with the phone, when I would go to festivals and then early sunrises and stuff like that, I would try to always capture them like in specific angles. Even though I never knew those rules, I was never learning about it, but I was always try to position something. I don't know what at the time, but for me it was cool. And I remember I got my first camera in 2016, and of course, because I don't read, you know how they say apes don't read. I just get the camera. I just went out to shoot, and I